Good afternoon, and welcome to Notations of a Nappy Girl, episode 31. Yay! Okay, I know my lighting's kind of off because I normally do this early in the morning, so it's the middle of the day, so the sun got me all screwed up in the house. But I definitely had to get this out here, and I'm talking. Normally, my videos are for everybody, so everybody feel free to watch though. I'm talking to two people, two really important people in my life, actually three, because I know all three of them will see this. I just told a friend of mine not 2 seconds ago the biggest killer of happiness is expectation. What I mean by expectation is when you're looking at your life or your relationship, having a high level of expectation, there's nothing wrong with that. If those around you that affect the inner workings of your life have no idea what that expectation is, how can they live up to it? How can you hold them to it? The biggest problem people face in a relationship is expecting their partner to be able to read their mind and thus act accordingly. You expect your partner to be so in sync with you at all times that they know what you're thinking before you think it, or they're going to react to a situation the same way you want them to. Hypothetically speaking, say you and somebody break up after a long amount of time. You at home and you sick with it. You going through it. But they still trugging along, going to work, doing their thing, posting on Facebook, doing whatever it is that they do. Now you internalize that and you take their ability to move forward as basically saying that you didn't mean nothing to them and your relationship meant nothing, which is far from the freaking truth. They could be at home broken in a million little pieces, but they got to go on with their life. Me, anybody who's dated me, who's watching this, y'all know, I personally will not sit around and constantly call you and sweat you and beg you and ask you to come back to me and say, why? Mm-mm. Once we hit that point, but we can't turn around and make it work, I'm going to go on about my business. I'm going to wish you well, but I'm going to go on about my business. Now, you might not know, depending on who you are, I may sit at home and cry, boo-hoo, write angry poems, write sad poems, happy poems, whatever, to function through my feelings. But just because I don't react the way you want me to and be like, why? Does not mean I didn't care about you. It does not mean I don't still desire you to be with you. It just means that we function on two different levels, neither better than the other. Another thing that people got to remember in relationships is everybody's not always going to be on the same page at the exact same moment. Um, it's funny, I used to have a saying. Oh my goodness, back in the day, I used to always say, never love somebody so much that you lose yourself in the transition. And a lot of people didn't get that when I was saying it. What I meant by that is you can love somebody wholeheartedly with every fiber of your being. You can, and that's okay. But don't love them so much that you lose your identity. Then you just become Onyx's partner, Onyx's husband, Onyx's wife, whatever. You still are who you are. When you operate as part of a collective, you must kill off certain aspects of individuality, but you never kill off the individual that you are. You will always be who you are. You cannot get so wrapped up into your partner that you forget that. Because when you do, and things go south, which they sometimes do, you're then lost. You then have no idea of who you are, what you're supposed to do, because you've so deeply intertwined your being with this other person that their thoughts became your thoughts. Their feelings and beliefs became your feelings and beliefs, even if they weren't yours initially. And then when everything is said and done, you're alone. And you can't fathom where you're supposed to go. Love you. Love your mate. Everything will fall into place as it should. And just because I'm a firm believer that not all breakups are forever. I know people who have broken up for 10, 12 years, dated other people, married other people, in some way found their way back to each other. Some situations should be left alone. But some of them, they just need to, I don't know, have the kinks worked out, so to speak. Now, moving off into love and moving to life to talk to my other friend, it's like You have no control of the life that you're given. You have no control over the hand that you're given. It's like sitting at that blackjack table. You don't know what the house dealer got in his hand to give you. You have to play with the cards that you're dealt, and you have to decide when you're going to take a hit or when you're going to stay. You know, sometimes our life will take us in directions that we have no desire to go in. Sometimes we have to give up on dreams and aspirations or put them on the back burner for a later time and date. Trust me, my life has not been a bed of roses. Everything does not work out for me. It's actually the opposite. But I managed to find a ray of sunshine in everything. And I tend to say, hey, if yesterday I was at point A, and somehow I got to B and C by Tuesday, I made progress, right? But when I wake up on Wednesday and I'm back at A, am I supposed to say that my life has failed? Or that I've messed up so bad that I can't get to where I was going? I can't do that. Because it's like Tyler Perry said it. I'm going to bite this. He said, you know, God and whoever people believe in, not trying to offend anybody's faith, I believe in God. God has your life like the GPS. You put in your destination, so he know where you at. He know where you going. He knows all points in between. You don't. So just because you're at point A trying to get to point B, you might hit C, D, and E somewhere in the middle, and they may make your arrival at point B that much better. You can't give up. You can't get frustrated. You can't let it beat you down and say, well, I just feel defeated. Nothing can defeat you in life because from the moment you took breath into your lungs, you were destined for greatness. It is what it is. Whether you're a writer, a singer, a rapper, a clothing designer, an interior decorator, or hell, a wedding planner. It does not matter what you are, who you are, what your passion is. You're going to get where you're supposed to be going at the exact moment you're supposed to arrive. Pay no attention to the obstacles. Pay no attention to the closed roads. Pay no attention to the detours. If your GPS say you gonna get to greatness at 3:34 p.m. and it's 3:22 and you're completely off course, understand you still got 12 minutes to make it happen. It's going to happen for you. And to bring them 2 points back together, going full circle with it, life is, like we always say, what you make of it. There are going to be disappointments. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be heartbreak. It's going to be a lot. Hell, it's going to be a lot of stuff. Really, it's going to be a lot of stuff. But in the end, if you gave it your all, you put your best foot forward, and you did exactly what you knew you were capable of doing, then you can do nothing more than throw your hands up in victory and say, hey, I did it. When everybody else said I couldn't, I did it. I got it done. So what? It took me a year longer. So what? It took me a month longer. It does not matter when you get it done. It's how you get it done. It's my message for today, people. Man, please love yourself, love those around you, and I pray that everybody had a great holiday. Gotta go to work. Peace and blessings, people.